What did you learn from playing with John Wall, Paul Pierce, and Russell Westbrook? Those are like just three players that come to mind, but like out of those three.
Three completely different players.
Yep.
Three different minds, three different personalities. John, I learned how to see the floor playing with John. That's one of the biggest things I took away from him. And it's crazy. I was watching like one of our old 16, I think it's 16, 17 years clips, and just the way he just has his court vision was crazy. The way he was able to just make crisp passes on the spot, on the money to you. And all you gotta do is rise up and shoot. Like, his court vision is what I loved. I loved about it. Like, granted, you can't copy his speed. You can't copy that explosion, his athleticism. But to see his vision and the way he's able to pass and see plays develop before they develop, that's a skill. That's a skill. And I admired that about him. Paul P. Pierce, the thing I loved about him, besides his work ethic, because he stayed true to his routine every single day, was one, his confidence level, because he always felt like he's the truth, right? So he walked like that and carried himself that way. But I think it was like, honestly, I think it was more or less just his knowledge of the game, right? Because we got P when he was a little bit older, right? Mm-hmm. But he was so knowledgeable of the game and just how to win basketball games, how to manipulate things, how to make things work for you. And the ultimate thing was all about getting to your spot, right? That's something I learned from people. Get to your spot, rise up, get to your spot, get to your spot. Because that was his game. Like, he wasn't going to crisscross you and mix you. Like, he wasn't the fastest guy in the world, but he was 6'8", he was strong. He used his shoulder, get space, pump fakes. Like, he had a solid game that you ain't need much for it. Like, this is what I got. I'm going to give it to you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Get to my spot. And so that was P. Russ was probably, I learned a lot from Russ. And for me, he helped me out the most when I was able to see his approach every single day and what it was like to be an MVP and what it was like to, average a triple-double the entire season. Mm-hmm. The way he took care of his body, the way he prepared, the way he studied, the way he approached the game, his confidence. Like, it was like he was kind of like John. I mean, he was kind of like John and P together in one. Like, he was a little bit different. Like, he was a specimen in that way. And that's one thing I always told him. Like, I averaged 31 points with Russ.
Weren't you? Is that the season that you were behind Steph Curry, or was that?
No, I think Steph beat me out. Steph had a good little run. I ran out of gas. Steph had a great year that year. But playing with Russ, though, I got to see how he averaged that triple-double, because that's physically hard to do. Like, every player knows, like, you really have to be locked in. You have to be energized. You have to be in the right spots to get a triple-double, right? And not to mention, you have to make good passes and trust your teammates to make shots because you need assists. So to see him do that every single day and, like, tell himself, like, no, I'm going to do this. Even when he was tired, even when he was hurt, even on days he shouldn't have been playing, like, that changed my whole mentality towards the game of basketball.